snacks.
Hey, we live.
Of course we are. What it do, snackers and snackettes? It's your boy Gage. New Jokers in the house.
Yo yo.
I ain't switching on you this time. Sinners in the house.
Yes, sir.
I want to say what up to everybody who is watching right now. I see y'all in the comments already. I see you, Ty. I see you, B. Listen. This is cutscenes. And cutscenes are...
The best part of the game.
It's facts. Hey, Sin. Why you always say that joint with your eyebrow up like you selling a Colt 45?
That's how I gotta say it.
Right?
That's the eyebrow.
That's my way of saying it. That's my way of
You
saying
say
it.
it with
All
the
right.
brow.
I respect that. I respect that. Hey, listen, man. When we decided, normally we do cutscenes on Wednesdays,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided we were going to do cutscenes on Thursday this week.
You got that.
And I
vibe.
said during the show
You got that vibe.
last week, I was like, listen, I feel like some news is going to pop off on Thursday. We probably should just wait. What up, Chris Lightning?
Pop off is understatement.
What up, Tony? Man,
Like
listen.
war
The
words.
news popped off today. I can't even say it without moving my jaw. Oh, the news popped off. Listen, man, I had to rearrange the whole show. So you know what we gonna do? We're gonna jump right in.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Let's
I
do
don't
it.
want to know how y'all doing. I don't care how y'all feel. I don't want to know what y'all day
Man,
was like.
forget you
We about to
too
jump
then.
in.
Hey, look,
Let's just jump into it.
Look, they know the news already. They know what the vibes is.
Hey, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
They tuning in so they can find out what we think about it. So let's just listen. All right, look. All right. I want to preface this by saying,
You just trying to figure out how I want to start this because this
yeah, I was. It was already gonna be a thing about Apple, right? Being extra, right? As in terms of how Apple was technically not allowing
Mhm.
for Game Pass and xCloud to appear on their phones, on any of their product, right? Basically saying, look, the Xbox Game Cloud service is a violation of our terms of service. Essentially saying that they want for every single game that's in xCloud service
Be verified by
to
them.
have to go through their individual certification, which is ridiculous. And Microsoft's stance on it was basically stop it because Netflix is on there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And all of those movies don't go through. Hulu's on there, and all that stuff don't go through. Disney Plus is on there, and all that. Like, it is specifically a thing that is targeted at video games, which is a market that Apple is going after.
right.
And Apple has one of the largest shares of the video game profits across the board, period. Not just with Apple Arcade, but with the App Store as a whole.
Mhm.
Okay? The amount of market share that they have in phones alone is like 47%. So nearly half the market. Okay? But then when you add into the fact that the amount of games that are played just on their platform, right? That basically change the game as far as like who are gamers, who plays games, and whatever. But then you add on to that the fact that they take a 30% cut of every sale.
Whew.
Every sale that comes through the App Store,
Yeah.
they take a 30% cut. So Microsoft basically threw the ball in their court, like, nah, they really the only platform that is still doing this kind of BS. That's like, they're not really the only platform at all, right? Like, there are people who have issues with Steam. Like, the Epic Store went after Steam because Steam basically does the same thing, right? Until you sell at least 1 million copies, until you break $1 million, they take 70%. It's after you break $1 million that then they lower the amount that they take. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if you look at what just happened with Microsoft and Apple last week, as far as xCloud was concerned, the number of people who are now not able to partake. Epic decides, and I really think that Epic doing this was specifically because of what happened with Microsoft and Apple not allowing and trying to make it seem like it's something that Microsoft is doing wrong.
Right.
Right? Them not allowing for XPass to show up, in the App Store because they can't specifically get a cut of every single game you play because it's a subscription service, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Epic decides today, and really they're playing a game. They announced today, we're dropping the price of everything on Fortnite. Everything's dropping 20%. This is not, they came out with a whole statement. This is not a sale.
That's what I woke up to.
Everything now, we're dropping everything 20%. As long as you buy from us. Okay, wait a minute. Let me start by saying, the two of you I was in a conversation with when my very own child came to me just after we filmed the show last week and begged me for money so she could get V-Bucks and buy skins in Fortnite. 2 days later, they dropped the price of everything.
Woo!
We have an issue.
Heated.
Epic.
Yeah.
But, so essentially what Epic decided to do was, okay, you could play on the App Store. You could play in Google Play, obviously, which initially when they put out Fortnite, they bypassed the Google Play Store. You didn't have to get it through the Google Play Store initially. So they said, okay, we're cool. You can still buy your V-Bucks from the App Store. But if you do, you're paying full price, right? So you want $10 in V-Bucks, it's going to cost you $10. The amount of V-Bucks you get for that is what you get, but you can get that same amount by, instead of going through the App Store, going through us, you get the same amount of V-Bucks for $8. And basically what they did was they implemented a separate option, a separate button in there that allows you to leave the App Store and pay them directly for your V-Bucks. Which for them, they said, this is exactly how Amazon, which is on the App Store, that's how they take payments. You click pay and you're paying them directly. Apple doesn't get a cut of the money that you pay to Amazon when you buy something from Amazon on the App Store, right? So all these other stores and so forth that use a separate payment service other than the App Store in order to sell you product is perfectly fine. So Epic said, that's what we gonna do. And Apple said, oh no, you're not. Oh no, you're not. Are you gonna dare us? So they just pulled the game from the App Store. Fortnite, biggest game in the world. Biggest game almost ever. Biggest game in the world. They was like, all right, don't forget, you're only big because you're on the App Store. Not true. But this is now hardball.
Oh, yeah.
So they pulled Fortnite from the App Store, and Epic immediately sued them.
Yup.
Look, they had
That happened today.
They had that thing in the tuck.
It happened like within like the same like all within like the same hour, 2 hours. Like I got the alert that it got removed from the store, and then there was a second alert right behind it. It was like update, Apple being sued. I was just like, yo, it's only been like an hour or 2 hours since some change.
And that's still at the end of it.
I know.
That's still at the end of everything.
Hey, listen, Tony's saying, look, his first smartphone was an iPhone. Like Chris, he leaning towards leaving Apple.
And we've had this conversation. I've had my first phone that was the 3G. So in the idea, it was the second iPhone. And I've had an iPhone for every single year that it's come out. I am on the fence, and I'm leaning towards the Android side of when it's time to do these upgrades. I'm probably going to be going to an Android because everything that I'm trying to do at this point going forward, Apple is just not doing for me now. And
I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
And it's like
They want their cut.
They want their cut, but at the same time, they're going to hurt the consumer side. And it's like, I'm sorry, I want the things I want. So being able to play my Xbox games on my phone, I want that.
It's important.
I understand. I understand. And while Apple does have Apple Arcade, so let's say they have a horse in the race. Let's just say.
Not for me.
I understand that. And so they kind of don't. This isn't really direct competition for them when you think about it. However, a lot of the games in Game Pass, being indie games, are the kind of games that you could find on mobile or could be in mobile. And Apple is working to make those kinds of deals that are like, well, it's exclusive. Or it's exclusive to us. It's a timed exclusive. You know what I mean? Or something along those lines. Epic definitely knew Apple was going to do this. Because not only did they sue them immediately, but they said they were going to drop a trailer. And they did.
Yep.
Christopher, listen. Can you please?
Should I just go ahead and switch on?
Just load it up, bruh, so we can really see.
All right, I'm gonna hit this play button right quick.
That's right. Yeah, y'all just watch this real quick, cause and mind you, this actually mimics. Apple did a commercial called 1984. This is like a direct mimic of Apple's own commercial. Look at the Apple dude with the worm coming out his head.
Our control. This power is ours and ours alone.
It's out of control. It's out of control now. Like the idea. Epic is really saying, and look, this is a fight that Epic has been fighting. Look at this. Epic Games has defied the App Store monopoly. In retaliation, Apple is blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984. Hashtag free Fortnite.
Bruh.
If they don't expect the people to get behind this joint.
What? Like you just said, the biggest game probably of all time. On what they just say, like millions, billions of devices. Yes. Yes, people gonna be rocking with Fortnite. They're gonna be rocking with Epic on this.
You know, I do understand from a business standpoint where Apple is. The problem, in my opinion, with where Apple is that they hold such a monopoly that it's absolutely unnecessary for them to charge the amount that they do. And Epic is basically saying, if Apple is willing to, one, stop specifically treating video games differently from you treat everything else, okay? And two, actually play ball and stop charging this exorbitant amount. You know what I mean? For people to just have their stuff there. That they'd be willing to let this go, which is the same thing that they did when they opened the Epic Store on PCs. And everybody was complaining about Steam and them grabbing exclusivities and stuff like that. And they're like, nah, we're giving people, we're giving any developer who puts a game on our platform, we're giving them a much better cut for the work that they did. Not just for the sake of housing it on, you know what I mean, on our platform and having somebody buy it. So right now, I mean, it remains to be seen how long this will play out for, right? But if you had to wager a guess, and I'm going to go to you first, then.
Okay.
How long do you think it takes before Apple puts Fortnite back on the App Store?
I want to say a week.
Really? That's it?
I think the backlash is going to be too heavy. Once it starts kicking and people really start realizing the weekend's about to roll around, people gonna be looking to get on Fortnite, and when they can't, I'm saying a week. I think they're gonna start to really feel the pressure this weekend.
You're gracious. Like, I don't even think it's gonna take the whole week. Beyond just
really?
Plain honestly, just like looking at it from, you're gonna have like all the top streamers from Fortnite that are probably gonna be backing this and putting it out there. From there, it's going to get shared amongst, of course, depending on some of their
I mean, the top
sponsors.
streamers playing Fortnite ain't playing on iOS. I'm just gonna keep it.
No.
I'm just gonna say that.
They're not playing on iOS, but you know what? They still will back and support Fortnite because Fortnite is doing well by them. So they still want to bring others in to, of course, watch their streams or whatnot ever. But at the same time, just like Sin said, the backlash is going to get Apple. Like, don't get me wrong. Apple is Apple. Apple's going to do what they want to do. But at the end of the day, when you're going to start bottlenecking people where they can't access Fortnite, especially these kids and their parents, like, just keeps the kids quiet for a little while playing on the system.
With content they've already paid for and their parents have paid for.
Ooh, these parents about to be hot.
So here's the thing. I mean, I looked into it. So the fact that they removed it from the App Store does not keep people from who already have it from playing it. It does keep anybody new from getting it, and it actually does.
Ooh, if you got to reinstall
it will keep it from getting any new updates. So you cannot update. And this is a game that updates constantly.
Frequently, yes.
Constantly.
Don't need to restore your phone because you'd be out of luck trying to go back and have that reloaded.
You're right, Chris Lighton. It's totally possible. Yes, with Apple getting ready to drop a new phone, this absolutely could hurt their sales because anybody who's looking to get a new phone might just be like, you know what? Nah, you know what I mean. I'm getting ready. If that phone don't drop for September 15th, when xCloud goes on everything else Android, you know what I mean. When people really start to see the options and see the difference, don't get me wrong. People who are bought into the ecosystem are in the ecosystem. Like you just are. It's so hard to leave that behind, and I get it. But I'm going to be real with you. This is one of the issues that I have had with Apple for a long, long time. It is very similar to the issues that I have with Sony. They forced this kind of proprietary, you can only use our stuff inside of our ecosystem. You know what I mean? Even just down to like certain file types and things like that. It's like, come on, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing around, just do MP3s. Why I gotta be, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that is the kind of thing that like they kind of try to force you and hold you in the ecosystem. And I'm not saying it's not a smart business practice,
right? Because
it is. But there is a point at which you kind of just can't deny that it actually ends up becoming anti-consumer. It is, right? Certain things, certain apps, certain people just locked out, right?
Right.
And at this point, if there is somebody who can force a shakeup, it's probably Epic with Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
They did it to Sony.
I want to say that.
Oh, crossplay is not a thing. Y'all can't do it because you can't verify that people are blah, blah, blah. It's literally the same yakety schmackety Sony said that Apple's saying. We need to be able to verify that people are online and that. Man, shut that noise up, man. For real.
It went live and it worked.
Let me play this real quick. All of a sudden, it can be done. It is the flick of a switch. It is that simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Sony ends up having no choice but to play ball, right? So, and I understand you don't like somebody forcing your hand, but you know it's almost like Epic is speaking for the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't get it twisted. I'm pretty sure that Microsoft takes a 70-30 cut. You know what I'm saying? They get 30% of everything that's sold on the Microsoft store, you know, games and stuff like that. Positive Sony does the same thing. It isn't just Apple. You know what I mean? It's across the board. Something else has to happen. There are some changes that need to be implemented across the board. This is not a thing that will only affect Apple and what Apple is doing. This is the kind of a thing that is, listen, you can buy V-Bucks through the Microsoft store or through the PlayStation store. If you do, you're going to pay more money than you will if you click this button and you buy directly from us. Now imagine what happens if Rockstar decides to do that with shark cards for GTA. Instead of you going in and buying shark cards from the Xbox store or from the PlayStation store, they say when you hit this button, you go to the Rockstar store and you buy from us and we give you a discount.
Hey, those
and literally tell you, literally Epic was like, we're passing the savings on to you, right? We save money by not having to pay this money directly to Apple just so you can buy V-Bucks. Buying from us, we'll just pass those savings on to you. And they're making enough money that they can afford to do it.
Right.
Do not think for a moment that this is not the kind of thing that will show up on your Xbox side, on your PlayStation side. It's gonna happen. It's happening to Android, and Android's just kind of like, we just gonna take this one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight that battle.
No, and I'm pretty sure, like you said, Rockstar and other people like having that same kind of like ecosystem are watching what's happening.
Oh yeah, those gears are turning.
And seeing how this is gonna play out, so they can be like, okay, yeah, let's follow suit and do the same thing, yada yada yada. Everybody's watching right now.
Of course they are. It is. Again, this is about fighting that monopoly, right? That we have control. You can only buy from us, and even if you can buy from somewhere other than us, we'll make it so that you can't buy from us. So that you know what I mean. We'll lock out 1 billion people.
Right.
You know what I mean, or whatever. And don't get me wrong. Apple has a horse in this race in terms of like, Epic decided to implement a new system that they didn't run through certification with Apple. So Apple is completely within their rights to say, hey, you implemented a new thing and you didn't run it past us. You didn't put it through, whatever beforehand. And maybe, just maybe, if Epic had done it that way and said to them, listen, we're not doing anything different than what Amazon is doing or JCPenney is doing or whoever else is doing that has a Target. You know what I mean? You go on the Target app on the App Store and buy from Target. Apple don't get that money. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a little ludicrous. And we all know that when you pay for something with a credit card, the credit card company is also taking a percentage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it ain't just gonna be Apple. It's gonna be other people. I bet you other people play ball.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I bet you other people play ball. If I was an avid Fortnite player, if I was playing on iOS, I'd probably be a hot tamale right now.
Oh, you would. You would.
But I might be like, you know what I'm gonna do? About to go give me a Switch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get me an Android tablet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many ways to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
That by shutting people out of that Apple ecosystem, you're just pushing them towards all of the other options that they actually have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think eventually you pay ball. You give them a week.
It's not like they got to rebuy the game.
No.
Hey.
Yeah, just re-download it.
Yeah, I don't think this is, I mean, I don't know. It could last more than a week. It really could.
It could.
But here's what I think. I think that the longer it lasts, the more days in a row this battle is in the headlines. I believe that Epic is going to pull something every single day. They're going to do something else. They're going to start adding skins. They're going to start adding skins in. They're going to start doing updates that nobody on iOS can get because they don't have it. Like, I'm telling you, Epic absolutely had to know they were going to get pulled from the store.
Yeah.
They were ready to have a trailer. They were already ready to sue them. You think they don't have DLC?
That DLC's ready to be switched on.
They have an arsenal. They're ready for this war.
Bruh.
They are ready for it. They knew who they were going up against. They crossed their T's, dotted their I's. They're like, all right, let's pull the trigger on this and let's go.
Hear me when I say New Mutants DLC is coming with skins. Mulan DLC is coming with skins. Like,
it's gonna be a Kanye West concert or something in it. Another movie night.
We're not doing Kanye, bro. We don't
Example. That's all. You get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be. It's there right now. They calling everybody. Hey, yo, check this out. We about to start popping off. What you trying to do? And I guarantee you, it's people getting in line with them because they're just gonna be like, yeah. Oh, so we're gonna get more money out of the skins. Like if we do a skin with you, that is one of our characters or whatever. Like we getting paid more because it's going through you. Sign us up.
About to get the whole
What's
Avengers.
really good?
Whole entire Avengers.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't think with Avengers going in a beta and all that, like they all listen, come on, man.
All of
Yeah,
them. They got
one of
the
them
Hulk
show up
fist.
again.
They got the Hulk fist going. But now we about to get something from every one of the Avengers members.
Yo, y'all about to see. Listen, y'all getting ready to start seeing like cats in Fortnite with like Android guns. They have like Android, the little Android
Hey,
dude
the little
backpack.
Android.
It's about to be a war, bro. Like
We gonna wake up to
they
that
really
in the
about to
morning.
do it.
That's gonna be first thing in the
Yeah.
morning. Get your Android skin.
Listen, I am positive that Epic is going to continue to just push. They're just gonna be like, oh yeah, y'all missing out on this. Oh yeah, y'all missing out on this. Hey, look, you get this. You don't even need V-Bucks, but you do need to be able to log in. You do need to be able to get your game.
And make sure your game's updated.
Listen, when these other people, man, just start jumping on the other joints they got, they Xbox, they PlayStation, they Switch, you know, whatever it is, Apple gonna have to play ball. They gonna have to do something.
You're gonna see them numbers dwindle. Absolutely.
Hey, look, it's if you think about the sheer number of people who might have Fortnite on their iPhone or on an iPod, even, right? If it's a kid or whatever, who might not even really realize for real that they could buy the stuff at a cheaper discount or whatever if they didn't do it through the App Store. You know what I mean? Like, some people might just feel like the App Store is more secure, even if it's really not, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But there are probably tons of people, just like when people sign up for a subscription service and just forget to turn it off, that would go to buy skins or V-Bucks or whatever and wouldn't even know the difference. Or like some kid who's playing who's just like, yeah, can I get some V-Bucks? And they just like, yeah, how much is it? And they just buy it. You know what I mean? Like, Apple is going to lose a lot of money even if they keep the 30-70 split, right? But just allow Epic to go ahead and have this separate store. Yes, they're going to lose money, but they're still going to lose a lot of money by not getting anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's man. Listen, and Fortnite just gonna keep rocking.
Oh yeah, they're not stopping.
Let the war begin.
Fortnite no time soon.
Not at all, man. Listen, we're gonna definitely have our eye on this, man. We gonna have to keep our eyes on it. Keep saying what's really going. Listen, along the lines of that, we're gonna jump back to xCloud and that whole thing that happened with Microsoft and Apple and xCloud and it not being on Apple devices. You know, again, their excuse was terms of service and not being able to verify every single game that goes through. And Microsoft's response to that was like, every game has to already go through a certification to even get released in the first place.
Right.
There's nothing we can release that doesn't have to go through the ESRB or whoever the equivalent is outside of the country. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that Peggy 18. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So again, really, it's just Apple wanting their cut, wanting that money. You know what I mean? And I understand you're dealing with a giant. Like Microsoft and Apple tend to go back and forth as which one of those two companies is the biggest tech company that's worth the most money at any given time. But in the long and short of it, can you imagine that having Xbox Game Pass available on Apple devices would hurt Apple in any way?
Not
Literally,
at all.
even monetarily.
No.
Nah.
No.
I don't see how.
I mean, look, I can imagine that in your thought process, it's like, well, we have Apple Arcade, and so if people can just jump on this with the subscription they already have and just play whatever they want, then there's no reason for them to go in the App Store. But what that really means to me is you need to make your App Store offering, your Apple Arcade offering, more enticing. Right? You have exclusives, you have stuff like that, right? You're only charging $5 a month, like, you know, whatever. For real, get in bed together and just be like, yeah, for $20 a month, you can have Game Pass and Apple Arcade. It's the same price. You know what I'm saying? Just make it sound like it's a thing. You know what I mean? Like, it just, you know, it makes me, it's one of the things where I wonder, like, all right, so are they going to stop selling Xbox controllers?
Start yanking them. The store.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like in Apple stores, I doubt it. They could, but they still want you to be able to play Apple Arcade games with an
Right.
actual controller,
Mhm.
Right.
right?
So that wouldn't work for me.
But think about what that actually means, though. That means that you have a subscription to Apple Arcade that Apple is making money off of, and in order to play them, you have to buy or use an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller, and Apple is taking a percentage of every sale of those controllers that are bought through them.
Mhm.
Yep.
You buy in the Apple store, whether it's online or physically go into a store and purchase an Xbox controller, Microsoft is taking a hit on every one of those joints that gets sold while Apple makes money on it.
Mhm.
Sony makes money on it.
Mhm.
Could they come up with their own device and controller? Sure.
could.
Would it be garbage?
Probably.
Yes.
Absolutely. It would absolutely be garbage. You both know it. Regardless, it's still another way that they're taking money from somebody else to have them play the games that are in their subscription service,
Mhm.
right? So if you're Microsoft or Sony, on one hand, you could look at it like, yeah, but they're still buying our controllers. We're making money that maybe we wouldn't make otherwise.
Mhm.
But you also could just be like, I mean, yeah, but we could just continue to sell them in GameStop, and it doesn't really matter, like, if
Yeah,
they're
people
in the
just-
Apple store, because people are just going to buy them anyway. Like, it's not like Apple's got an equivalent alternative.
People just go to Amazon and pick up one. Like it's not a big deal.
They can go on their iPhone and sign into the Amazon store and
Exactly.
get one from Amazon, and Apple will get no dollars out of it,
Right.
0.
and you get it quicker. I promise you.
Oh no, that's on
Yeah.
facts.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Look, we got a lot of stuff we got to get into. So now that we're talking about Microsoft,
Okay.
let's just go ahead and what was originally the big elephant in the room. Let's talk about this Halo Infinite delay. First
Yeah.
and foremost,
That happened.
who's heartbroken? Are you really?
I don't know. I've always loved Halo. Halo's my favorite. Like, it's my favorite franchise. But I'm gonna be real with you.
Really?
Yeah,
Since when?
Xbox. Well, at least on Xbox. Let me say it that way. Maybe that's the way I need to say it. I think that's how I
Okay.
need to say it.
Even
Let
if
me
it's,
say it
it's
that
your
way.
favorite Xbox exclusive.
That would
is-
be the way to
is
say it. Let me
Halo.
say it that way.
Not Gears, not okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that way. Yeah, because there's definitely some other things. So, but after they dropped the trailer the presentation that they did, and like the textures and stuff within it were just like bad, and people started bashing them.
Hold on, Slim. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Thank you.
I challenge you to go back and
Thank
watch
you.
that trailer and lie to me and tell me those textures look bad.
Thank you.
The game looked beautiful. When people were watching it, they were like, "Yo, this joint is fire. This joint, I'm ready. Like, yeah, let's go. This look like Halo. Let's play." Then all of a sudden, some fanboy somewhere was like, "I don't know. The lighting looks flat." What do you mean the lighting looks flat? Shut up. You know the difference between ray tracing and Ray Allen. What are you talking about? Like, it don't. Man, Sugar Ray, Lewis, pick a Ray. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Whoever this dude Ray Tracing is, you don't know Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all just and like it's crazy because like even Digital Foundry went in, tried to pick the joint apart, and was like, yeah, nah, the game actually looks really good. They're going for a different artistic style, which we kind of saw the first time they revealed the outfit back at the Game Awards or whatever. Like this whole idea that like the game doesn't look good is not. Now
Yeah.
I will say this.
I didn't get any of
Coming
that.
to the fact and saying like the ray tracing for like Xbox Series X is gonna come in an update later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fluke. Like you should have that ready. Like you're supposed to be
should.
planning around this to launch with the joint. So when I get it day one, that joint pops off.
Especially if any game, Halo. That's y'all.
You would think. That's the flagship.
Halo
That's the flagship.
It has to be correct. Yeah. 100%.
If you tell me right now that when I get an Xbox Series X, that I can open up Minecraft on day one and get ray tracing in Minecraft, I can't get it in Halo. Oh, the kind of beef we're gonna have that day.
That'll be a problem.
Like that's just dumb.
That'll be a problem.
I'm not blown about the delay. I mean, I am a little bit blown about the delay. Like, I was looking forward to it. But for real, it's so much other Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
Valhalla.
I keep forgetting
That's why I'm
that.
not. That's why I'm
Yeah,
not
I
blown
keep-
about it, because I have so many other things to play still around that time. So I'm like, okay, y'all taking it back to make sure that it's what we want when it comes out. Okay, then when we have it, just make sure it's correct. I can hold off.
Yeah.
But if it comes out and it's not correct,
This will be a
we're going to
problem.
have to talk about it.
And it actually is a good idea too, because if that ended up, well, let's say that was an actual launch title that they were going to get, and then Cyberpunk, of course, coming out damn near probably close enough to where the release of the console is, that's two maybe you don't necessarily want competing against each other, because I think you're going to.
I mean, look, if Cyberpunk's like technical next gen version is not coming until next year sometime,
then shoot, then they still
they
may
could
bump heads either
still
way.
run into that.
Mhm.
Exactly, they could still run into that. What I would say is that because Microsoft has aligned themselves so closely, specifically with the marketing deal with Cyberpunk, that it actually kind of makes sense to just let
Right.
Cyberpunk breathe,
Yes,
especially because Cyberpunk got pushed back to November,
Yeah.
which, by the way,
Huh. Next up.
We lead into it.
these leaks, bruh, Microsoft getting a butt with these leaks right now. What is happening, Phil Spencer? Get a hold of your people, bruh.
Gotta be the almost like, who the hell is looking at all of this?
Oh,
Hey, brother, can you please? So, all right. So, two things. All right, hold on. Before we get too far off Halo Infinite, this is what I want to say. I was already gonna ask y'all if y'all think there's a chance we still actually get Halo Infinite this holiday, and what I mean by that is they made this big hoopla. I've been struggling to understand what Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play actually means.
Yeah.
Right.
What the hell does that mean?
so my guess,
Okay.
maybe it's gonna be like the how was that Warzone is for Call of
Exactly.
Duty, and you can just download it separately from the actual game
Exactly.
itself.
Okay.
That's probably what I'm seeing
what are
as
the
being
chances?
for it.
We could get multiplayer, but we're not getting the single player.
Now, saying that, that could be a realistic thing.
Since it's already free,
Mhm.
it was already supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be running 120 frames. We're not really tripping off ray tracing, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Could we get Halo Infinite multiplayer free to play with the release of the system, and then just be like, yeah, just grab Game Pass, and
you
when Halo
get-
Infinite comes out, you have that already anyway.
I think that could definitely still be a possibility. Because, I mean, hey, you just get in with your friends. We know you want to get in here, have something to play multiplayer on the new console. Here's something for you. It's free. You don't even have to buy it. If you don't have Game Pass,
Not even just on the new console, though, right? I mean, if it's going to be there, it's going to be there on all the Xboxes.
Mhm.
You know, Xbox One across the board. Plus, it would be on Series S and X. We'll get to that in a second too.
yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't think so. Only because I think they
mean,
want
that's
to keep them relatively close together when one releases. I think they still want to keep them close, whether it's 2 weeks apart or something like that. I still think they want to keep them close together.
Or what they may do is
And I hear you. Go ahead.
maybe what they'll do is maybe they won't fully release the multiplayer. Maybe this is a beta that potentially we'll get, because that way, if there were kinks and things that they were still going to try to iron out, we can just say, hey, look, we know the game's not coming, but you know what? We're going to give you this small piece. Here's a beta for Infinite Multiplayer. It's only going to have 3 maps. You just don't get fully everything unlocked. But here's something to work with until we actually give you the full entire game for it. And in that way...
I mean, the reality
Mhm.
of that is that they could do that. They could lock it to Game Pass. Game Pass subscribers get access to the multiplayer beta.
Right.
That certainly could be a move. However, I hear what you're saying, Sin. There's a part of me that has always felt like, yeah, they just have to be together. But when you take the time to actually say, yeah, nah, they're like, this is free to play, that to me means you don't have to have one to play the other. And because Microsoft has been going down this very non-traditional path as far as like what it means to have to sell a console, what it means to win the quote unquote console war or whatever, when it's all about getting people in your ecosystem, playing on your stuff and in, you know what I mean, or whatever. And it's like, well, you don't have to have a Series X to play this. You don't have to have a Series S to play this. You can play this on an Xbox One S. You know what I mean? Which is still out there being sold or whatever. If you can buy or find an Xbox One X before they're gone at this lower price or whatever, you can still jump in and play Infinite. You know what I mean? And for real, if you do that and we give you 3 months of Game Pass, you can play the entire Master Chief collection.
Why you wait?
You know what I mean? At no cost, and play all this other multiplayer or whatever. Now, on Animal Talking, Phil Spencer was on Animal Talking, which is Gary Whitta, who is the guy who wrote Book of Eli. It's probably what y'all would know him from. Well, he also wrote Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One. He's also on, he cameos on kind of funny like once a week on Wednesdays or whatever. But he's got this whole talk show that happens in Animal Crossing. It's a very big deal, man. He be having crazy people on it. He had Phil Spencer on it the other night, and he was already planning to be on it. And that was before they dropped the news that the delay was happening or whatever. And, you know, Phil Spencer said that him and Bonnie Ross and all of them, they discussed it. Like, they had actually discussed giving the game out in parts, like in episodes or something like that. Like, all right, well, let's work on the first 3 chapters of the game or whatever. Get that perfect, blah, blah, blah. Let's put that out while people are consuming that. Maybe give them the multiplayer or whatever, and then let's jump in and, you know, let's give them the next part. To me, if you were already thinking about, they decided they didn't want to do that because they want it to be seen as a whole, right? They want you to have the whole thing. But to me, if that's already something you're thinking about, I feel like you wouldn't just give people the first 3 chapters of multiplayer, of the single player, and not at least give them multiplayer to have to jump into and play.
To hold them over.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it just made me think even more that it's a possibility. However, the other side of that is there could be spoilers in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people who play Halo really do play for the single player first. Like, they will get on and run through the single player first, finish the campaign, do the legendary, all that kind of stuff before they really start jumping into multiplayer. And so weapons that haven't been shown yet, abilities that haven't been shown yet, things like that could be in that multiplayer that they're not ready to show. But that doesn't mean those things, right? But it seems like it would be much easier to take those things out or cut those things from the multiplayer if you didn't necessarily want people to have them. But then how are you differentiating what Halo Infinite multiplayer is from like the multiplayer that's already available? So it's a little bit of a catch-22. But I you know, if they said it was coming, I'd play it.
Yeah,
agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
I'd be like, oh, okay. I'll jump in, run a few rounds. Let's play. You know what I mean? Like, you know, why not? Yeah, why not? Wait for them Master Chief skins to show up in Fortnite though. But I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I can picture that so playing as Master Chief all weekend or something like that.
You can get the energy sword as a little pickaxe, and you start using it with the energy sword.
There you go. There you go, Jokes.
I'm just saying.
Hey, there's shotguns in the game, so it's like, hey.
No doubt. No doubt. So we basically got confirmation that the Xbox Series S is a real thing because apparently the controllers are out in the wild.
They're in the wild for whatever reason.
The comes with them says works on compatible with Xbox Series X and S and One. Oh, all right.
All right.
How much is this going to be? That's all we need to know. How much is it going to be?
And the actual date that we...
Yeah.
Well. All right, first of all, let me just be the one to say that, like, a couple weeks ago, I had this whole theory that, like, I don't think they're going to do a Series S because they're getting rid of that 1X. And I feel like now, since they're keeping the Series S, they're trying to get rid of that confusion. Apparently not. They don't care if you're confused. Just buy
a box.
You know, whatever. Like, I don't know, man. Yeah,
Pick
just
one.
you know, what I'm saying?
Come
Maybe they're
on.
using the One X shells to do the Series S boxes. I don't know. I don't know, bruh. They don't care. Be confused. Just buy a joint. Get this Game Pass. You're not confused about that, are they? We
Nope.
changed the logo. Don't be confused
Oh,
about that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Saw that whole thing.
That whole-
It was
Like-
like this, and that was this. And then you can flip it like this. Like, okay, we get it.
We get it. It's
Change
different.
the
Change the
logo.
logo.
You can show Xbox
Cool.
Game Pass.
Yeah, we got it.
We're not calling it Xbox Game Pass, but it still says Xbox Game Pass. I
Hey.
just want y'all to know.
Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Right.
But then, on top of the fact that it actually says in the paperwork that comes with the new controllers, which these are the Series S controllers with the share button and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're white, which was like the leak one from a couple weeks back, which means the
Mm.
console's probably white.
Yep.
Not necessarily, but probably. Because it seems
Probably,
weird to me
yeah.
that the black ones aren't out there somewhere too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that makes
Right.
me wonder whether or not, because I remember hearing rumors that they were initially planning to actually launch the Lockhart in August.
Right.
Y'all remember that? We
Yeah, I
talked
remember
about that,
we
that they were
talked
talking
about
about launching in
Yeah.
August. So it makes me wonder if them controllers were just kind of already set to ship.
Mm-hmm. And someone actually
You know what I'm saying? Or
shipped the
whatever,
box.
because the box is supposed to be out or coming out or whatever. And maybe we're going to get a surprise and it's just going to drop. It's just going to be like, yeah, go get one
Right now.
tomorrow.
Oh, guys, by the way, go to your local stores.
Yeah,
They're there.
That'd be a really bad idea. But the other thing is that there's paperwork along with some of these controllers that specifically says, do not release before November 6th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Having worked in the video game retail industry,
Mm-hmm. We've seen them boxes.
those are street date tags, my God.
Yes.
They were bright orange. Do not. And these
Do
are very Microsoft. Do not. Do not
Not.
sell these beforehand. And apparently
You
people
break
are.
it.
I don't know what's
I
going
don't
on.
know what's going. Hey, look. All I know is
Oh, yeah.
a friend of mine actually sent me that screenshot the night before, like it blew up. So you know when I
Uh-huh.
saw it, I was like, "Hold
Let me go look.
up a minute here," because I'm like, do I need to come there? Like, oh no. We got that from someplace else, and I was like, okay,
Right.
I just had to check right quick.
I got the keys in my hand right now. I was going to the car.
Right, bruh. Like, I feel you 100%. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? November 6th. Let's start by saying that is the day before Extra Life.
Hey, I'm good with that for an Extra Life. Hey, we gonna have all of our stuff prepped the night before. It sounds like we about to have an extra day to come back, get all our stuff transferred over from the drives and stuff.
I've already decided I'm not opening up that thing when I get it because we got Extra Life. I will take care. I will jump into
You
that.
nuts.
Extra Life is over.
If that does drop
I'm
the
not letting
6th,
that thing around.
hey, you right. You kind of right. I
I'm
don't
not
really
letting
wanna-
that thing around. No. I'm going to bring it home. It'll sit there.
I need a case.
We'll do Extra Life.
Yeah, I need a
and
case
then
for
I
it because
will
you know for
come
my
back home and get into it.
for my 1X, like I have that special case that's meant for it so I can transport. So I can get a case specifically for that. It probably won't move anyway. So at least not for a while.
It's gotta
I
be
mean, that's cool, right? Because your 1X can be your portable joint now. And like,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? And your series joint can sit at
Yeah.
home. I mean, look, it's not like during Extra Life we all together, everybody's got a 4K TV that can take advantage
that's
of
on
all or
facts,
whatever.
too.
Like,
That's on
like,
facts,
it's
too.
not like,
It's no need for me to
yeah, like, yeah. Oh, but boy.
That'd
Yeah.
be interesting. That means I have to add an extra day to be off. Like I already put in a be
I
off.
said the same thing. I
already
gotta
put
go
in-
Monday now.
I already put in extra
Ooh,
life weekend,
boy.
and I thought about just doing it anyway, just to have it there to be on the safe side. And then you know what? If it turns out it's not, then I was like, oh no, I don't need that day no more.
Yeah, I thought the
Yeah,
same
if
thing.
I put in a day, bro, I'm not giving it back. I'm not giving it back. I'm keeping that joint. I mean, that's the weekend before my birthday. If I take a day, I'm not giving it back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not happening. You can give yours back, sir. You ain't gonna make it through all the Extra Life anyway.
Made it last year. We're gonna make this a
I
trend.
Yeah, but you what, like 3, like 1 and 3 or something like that.
Hey, the only reason I
Yeah.
kind of died was like I ate that Pocky chip, and that Pocky chip kicked my ass last year. I ain't
That's
doing
probably
that.
one reason why you were still awake. That joint's probably still burning.
I felt death.
I was eating his insides
I
alive.
felt death.
Destroying my man. Destroying my man. Hey, look, the year before, one of them joints said, "Come home." So my man was tired.
Oh, good times. Oh God.
I'm taking my Xbox. You can keep my power cord. I'm out.
Hey, look, hey, my stomach hurt. I don't want to blow your bathroom. I got to go.
Gotta go. Why?
It ain't come back. That's what I'm saying.
That joint.
Oh,
Oh
man.
shoot, bruh.
Oh God, extra life. Good
Listen,
times.
man. Curveball. Let's shut the show down. Here's what I want. Here's the deal. Halo Infinite no longer a launch title for Xbox
Mhm.
Series X, right? I've been really milling this around in my head. PlayStation has no games releasing.
It probably did take a year off my life.
A year off your life.
No. What games does PlayStation have releasing that are exclusive to PlayStation 5 launch? What launch titles do they have? Run it down for me.
Besides the playground one, I think everything just said holiday or
Holiday, so-
2021.
Right. So no launch joints.
Yeah.
So Xbox got no launch joints that are specific or exclusive,
Right.
and neither does PlayStation. Here's what I need. Sin. I want your best sales pitch
Whoa.
for why someone should buy a PlayStation 5 day one.
Mm.
Best sales pitch for why someone should buy
Yes.
a PlayStation 5 on day
Why
one.
should you buy a PlayStation 5 day one? What's the reason? How do you sell it to them?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't have an answer. I'm dead
Listen.
serious. I'm
That's
thinking
cool.
I'm thinking of both of them and the entities. Okay, what do both of them have to offer in general? What are stuff they've talked about with next gen that we know will be there day one? I'm thinking of stuff like that. I'm like, some of those questions ain't been answered yet by PlayStation, so I kind of can't give you a reason at this point to pick it up at this point for
That's
day
cool.
one. Yeah,
Okay.
That's cool.
unless you're a fan, you just
So,
want
Jones.
it.
Uh-huh.
Give me your sales pitch for why you should buy an Xbox Series X day one.
Game Pass.
I mean,
You can get on any console,
okay.
but Game Pass.
Why does
You
why-
know what?
why do you need-
Make it easy.
why do you need Game Pass?
Look, you gonna get this Game Pass, and all of Microsoft's first-party studio games. You know what? You don't gotta pay anything additional to have these bad boys on your console. So whether you keeping this for yourself or you getting it as a gift, as long as you're giving that gift to Game Pass, there's always a game or something in there someone will be able to get access to. Boom.
Can I do that if I buy an Xbox One S?
Oh, here's a question for you. Am I on commission?
Are you?
I don't know. Am I on commission with this sales
Nah,
pitch?
are you? Are you?
You trying to get the salesman bag.
If I'm on commission, I'll sell the hell out of this thing on commission.
To me, I'm supposed to ask you, are you on commission?
Go ahead, sell it.
What?
Go ahead, sell it. Do you think?
I'll
Joe?
just sell it.
You want
Do
me
you
to sell
pitch?
it?
Go ahead. Yeah,
All right.
sell it.
Why am I buying an Xbox Series X day one? Why?
Let's see. You gotta make me think now. You really want me to
I
go?
thought you thought you had a pitch. What you bring it up for if you weren't ready to
Nah,
go?
because I was just asking the question. Because it was like, if I'm on commission, I can just throw anything left field out there for it.
Didn't throw anything left field out there. Let's go.
Yeah, what difference does it make? Basically,
Yeah,
what he's
so-
trying to say is he would lie to get that extra money if he, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I didn't say I would lie. Boy, in case you stretch the truth a little bit sometimes.
No, I'm just saying, like, Ty said they both banking on GTA 5.
Shoot. Hey,
Ah.
wait.
Yeah,
So
that
here's
was
so here's so here's my thing,
one.
right? right now, unless one of the two of them comes out and says something different, right? In my opinion, neither of them has made a case for why you should get one versus the other, unless you just are in the ecosystem and you are
Ready to
you
make that.
intend to upgrade for the newness. You want the most powerful version of the thing that you like the most. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I see what you're saying, Tony. No price point yet. When the Xbox undercuts Sony for like a C note, it's gonna be hard to beat. And you might be right. They might not beat them on the Series X, but they might beat them on the S. And if the S is more powerful than the One X, and it probably will be,
Probably. You got something to talk about that?
sure, right?
Yeah.
If pricing is right. But here's the thing: if you take price out of the picture, if you're just sheerly going on whatever it is they've tried to flash bubble in front of you as here is why, because what I hear a lot of is people going, Microsoft hasn't given me a reason at all to pick up a system. I could play on PC, I could Game Pass on my phone, I can whatever. What I'm asking is, what reason did Sony give you to pick up a PlayStation 5? Because right now, the rumor is that Miles Morales also on PlayStation 4. Not a rumor, Bugsnax, PlayStation 4. Not a rumor, Kena, PlayStation 4. Many of the games, almost all the indie games that they showed at their conference are all PlayStation 4 games. They will also be on PlayStation 5.
I thought they was
Ratchet
drawing
Clank?
a line in the sand between 4 and
Oh, I know.
5.
Sir, the tide came
I
in.
know.
The tide
I
came
just-
in
I just-
and kind of washed it away.
What you're understanding now is that the line they're drawing between PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 has
Yes.
to do with you spending extra money for peripherals, not for software.
Oh,
It is
okay.
about the peripherals.
Okay. Thank you for clearing
Obviously, right? They came out clearly last week and said, hey, you can't use PlayStation 4 controllers on a PlayStation 5.
Boom.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That's
Damn.
what it is.
Mhm.
The compelling argument you might be able to get for an Xbox and be like, well, if you get an Xbox Series X, you can play all the backwards compatible games. You got Game Pass. You have all these extra games, blah, 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 whatever. That still doesn't mean you need an Xbox Series X. You can buy One S.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
can play on PC. There's not. So, if anything, Microsoft might have given you more of a reason to pick up a PlayStation 5 as opposed to a Series X, because you know that eventually the exclusives are gonna come for PlayStation. You do know that,
Yeah.
and you've got faith in what those are. But we're talking day one.
Yeah. Right now,
We're talking about spending day one money.
yeah.
Let's get it today.
Day one
Why
right
do you
now,
do that?
nobody has that exclusive game that says this is the reason why you have to come pick this particular system up. Nobody has that right now.
Right. For all intents and purposes, let's say that Miles Morales is actually exclusive to the PlayStation 5. Let's say that it actually is a launch title, which is another thing we actually don't know. It has already come to light that it is basically an add-on for the first game.
Right.
It's
So
the same game. It's basically you getting the first Spider-Man game enhanced on the new system, which they have already used to show how it can do how it can do the faster load times and stuff like that. So,
Right.
okay, you're basically getting that game. You get a new character, and it's not even a full whole game because it's a $40 game. So it's not
Right.
even a full game.
Right.
So no, that's not compelling. And you're talking to probably the biggest Spider-Man fan you know. That's not a compelling argument. Yeah, probably.
No. No. Don't undercut yourself like that, sir.
I was being facetious.
We call you 40 pounds. Come on now.
Let's see. Kermit said Sony gave me less of a reason because my old games are dead, and I that's the thing. I mean, there are some games that they're saying they tested like 100 games, and there's gonna be stuff that's backwards compatible, but
it won't be.
the One X is still a good console. PS5, you gotta wait until they come to see them, and I agree with that. Right? I feel like right now, Microsoft is giving you a more compelling reason to be in their ecosystem.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
Then Sony is giving you to buy a PlayStation 5, chop off the old hand, and get in. However, I don't necessarily know that Microsoft is giving you a better reason to be in their ecosystem than to just pick up a PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's spitting facts. He's spitting facts. He got kicked from the feed.
He's probably going to finish that and say pick up a PS4 and get in that ecosystem that already
He's spitting
exists.
facts. He's spitting
Let me tell you
facts.
what's funny. They tried to get me.
Yeah.
They tried to get me. And then I'm going to tell you what. Then Discord had the nerve to ask me, how was the call? How many stars you think you getting right now?
You allowed this, Discord.
Listen. I would challenge almost anybody to truly give me a compelling sales pitch for either one of those systems for day one purchase right now. As it stands, based on what we know with the facts that we currently have, why would you buy one at all? Not even necessarily one versus the other. Just why would you do it on day one? Why would you spend the money?
Yes, they did, Tyrone.
Yeah, Ty was like, yeah, Sony cut you off.
They know. You know what I'm saying? They be knowing. It's one of them things.
They cut you off earlier.
letting their secrets out. And I mean, look, Microsoft secrets are all out already now.
Microsoft just,
Console name out.
hey, Microsoft fine with this. Just like, oh well, let's just run with it.
Yep, just run with it.
I mean, listen, Phil Spencer seems nice enough, but how many people you think he fired within the last 2 weeks?
Woo!
Yeah,
Man,
okay.
I bet you.
Some folks,
People coming in, their desk already cleaned out.
Dog,
they don't got no desk. Desk gone.
Come to scanning those
They just
money.
sent this some other
Listen, they can't
department.
even scan. Hey, listen, you know to get in anywhere in Microsoft. I'm about to say you can't even get on.
Scan your badge. Whoop. Oh no.
How are you parking your car, bro? You can't even park on campus. Like you can't.
Soon as you hit
Man,
the
they
security
kicked you out of
gate.
Seattle.
No, you can't come
Yeah.
in here.
They kicked you out of Seattle.
Right?
You ain't welcome in the state no more.
Nah, you gotta go. We Microsoft, we own this state. Yeah. And you better go down the street to Nintendo, give out their secrets. Nintendo needs some secrets
we don't
right now.
Somebody need to be giving out their secrets.
If Nintendo got secret,
Did
they
you
got
see the tweet? Did you see the tweet today?
Uh-oh,
You ain't see the tweet they pushed out today?
Uh-uh.
It was just a picture of Mario.
Oh, Mario
sitting
on the beach?
chair,
No, I saw
having a
that.
drink.
Yeah.
They just
Shut up,
chilling.
Nintendo.
They just laying back. They just chilling, watching this unfold. They like,
These banners look. They looking at the Epic Game Store like, hey, you know you can play Fortnite on Switch, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
they just sitting
we ain't
back.
tripping.
Hey,
We
if
just-
that would have been the caption for that picture,
Oh,
that would have been dope.
Yeah,
That would have
for
been dope.
real. Hey, let's
I
do
may
it.
need to
Let's
do
just
that.
do it.
I was about to say.
I say we do it. Send that joint to me, bro. Let's do it.
Done.
Hey, listen, Tony, I see you. You sold on the fact that the load times is going. I don't know about no more load times, but definitely
Yeah.
much shorter load times.
Yeah.
I will say this. One of the things that Phil Spencer said was that
Update on Epic Games too. I just got. Epic Games
he
is now
got
taking
his-
Google to court.
what happened?
I just got an alert. So apparently Google also has removed Fortnite. So now Epic is now taking Google to court.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Didn't I tell you it wasn't gonna stop at Apple?
Everybody getting these hands.
I just said that. Hey, look. One of the things that Phil Spencer said is he brought home his retail version of the Series X last week. He was like, man, listen, once you start feeling what that joint feels like, jumping in and out of games, moving through stuff so fast, like he's like, it's real hard to go back. And I understand that. And that's the kind of thing that is really hard to show and put on display when you're doing, you know what I mean, online only.
You know what?
What's
It was that one guy you showed me last time we recorded. I was over there, whatever. There was talking about him. I can't remember who the YouTuber is, but don't. And he was showing. He got his hands on. He was showing just that on the screen on the TV. Him jumping through like 8 different games and how fast it was.
Oh,
to
yeah.
go
I think it was Austin Evans. I think it was Austin Evans.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah. That, I thought that was like, like seeing it, maybe like, oh, it's that fast? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I understand.
It's gonna be a thing, man. Let's see. Floyd said I got the Gears 5 on X1. Probably won't get Series X until a new Forza. I respect that. Forza's gonna be a platform, and it's not coming out till probably the end of next year. I think that's gonna be their holiday release, unless Halo gets pushed back to
Again.
next holiday, which could absolutely
Yeah,
happen.
it could.
It would
There's
not
no
surprise me
date.
if that joint is delayed until the end of 2021. All right, look, man, we're going to wrap this up. It's been real. I've had a good time with y'all.
Definitely.
I got some things I got to go do. Look, you guys already kind of know what the deal is. Definitely want to thank everybody for being in the comments, for participating. I want to thank you two gentlemen for being here and for answering questions on the fly, the little curveball. It was a cool curveball. It wasn't no too crazy.
Nah, that was a
You know what
fun
I'm
one.
saying?
Even though I had no answer, it's still fun.
I mean, you really didn't, but that was kind of the point. Ty said we just sold it for him. Oh, that thing fast. Like, oh, that thing fast. I want fast. Oh, it's fast. I want fast joint. Real talk. Again, thank y'all for being here. We are continuing to work on some new content. We got a new show, Snacking and Hanging. We playing some games and talking some trash and having some snacks or whatever. It's cool. So we're in the middle of recording that. What are we, 4 or 5 episodes in now? Something like
About
that.
right,
Anyway,
yeah.
so we're doing that. Sin is beginning a new Anime Vault season. So there's some stuff coming there. Joe's got some wrestling content that's coming, starting the season of content there. We have a Loading Snacks gaming page on Instagram and Facebook now. So if you're not already following us there, go check us out there because we're going to try to push more of the gaming side of things to that area. Trying to be a little bit more involved on Twitch and so forth. So keep your eyes open for that work. Shirts are currently still available. We are not totally out, but they are going
Things are moving.
very quickly. So if you have not gotten one of the shirts, the Trippy Vibes, Loading Snacks, cross-generational mashup shirts, they are still available, $30 a pop. So please jump on that if you haven't done so, because, again, they will be gone sooner than we anticipated. Oh, no. Oh, no, Sin.
Something he did. I don't
Oh,
know.
no.
What, he must have whispered something under his breath.
That's possible. And on that note, now that Sin is back, Sin, do me a favor, shout out the people who are supporting us on Patreon at the highest tier, please.
Yeah, let me do that now for this computer shuts down. Shout out to Anthony Cunningham. Shout out to Ellis. Shout out to Susan Dortch. Shout out to Tyrone. I see you out there. And shout out to a Victoria Ford. We truly appreciate all of you. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot to us.
Facts on facts. Just so you know, you too can get your name shouted out if you just
really
support us
can.
at the highest tier on Patreon. You too can get your name
You
shouted
too.
out.
Yes, yes.
I mean, otherwise your name is in the credits when the credits roll. But that, I'm just saying. I just want you to know.
I would love
You
to
might-
shout out your name at the end. I would love to.
Hey, listen, Sin like saying people's names. Don't ask him to do it. It's not a, you know what I mean? It's not a.
That's highest tier only. We got to pay for that.
You gotta be in that. Gotta be in that.
Gotta be in that tier.
My man.
Gotta be in that tier.
Exclusive.
My man. All right, listen. That's it for now. We're gonna wrap it up. We're about to get up out of here. We will see y'all next week.
Yes.
Toodles and lube. What it do, snackers and snackettes? Did you like what you just saw? Would you like to help us grow? Here's what you can do. Shoot over to patreon.com/loading snacks. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform of choice. Appreciate you.